Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from End Ohio's Parent Penalty. Today I have for you some excerpts from a training the Ohio Association of County Boards of Developmental Disabilities put on in May of 2024, in which they brought in some speakers to help train service and support administrators, SSAs, on tactics they can use to sort of emotionally manipulate their clients to extract more information out of those clients and then use that however they plan to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and show you some of the quotes here. Of course, I do want to thank the person who sent it to me. A lot of my information comes from public records requests, but we have had several whistleblowers come forward, people who are working within the system who don't think that what's going on is right and they want to do something about it. So as always, thank you to everyone who is turning in documents and recordings and everything about what's going on in our state, because it's very hard to do that without your help. So thank you.
So my experience has brought me to this place where I was an assessment junkie. I love assessment. It's the best part of what we do because it is unapologetically about the person.
So that was Tina Overturf talking. She works at Delaware County in an SSA management type of role. And she's talking about how assessment is sort of the main thing that SSAs do. They are constantly assessing everything about the person's abilities, their needs, and then of course that could affect their services for the better or for the worse. But they are, going to be constantly watching and assessing during every interaction.
I had one SSA supervisor tell me a story about how she went out to go see someone and he just wanted to play basketball, so she spent an hour playing basketball. And in my head, I was like, you could have assessed this and this and this and this and this. You can get all of this work done in this hour that you spend with a person.
So the next person you're going to hear speak is Beth Chambers. She runs the Ohio ISP team at DODD, so she's a state employee, and she's going to talk about that basketball example and how to do things that make the individual feel good so that you can get more information out of them.
I like the easy path. So if I know Tina, we get a basketball game going, I'm not good at basketball. My son tells me on a regular basis I'm not great at basketball. But if that helps me get what I need out of our conversation, I'm going to play basketball to the best of my ability and probably make Tina feel really good because she's going to, kick my butt at basketball.
So the idea is that the SSA who's visiting should sort of act as a friend, get in on the basketball game, make the person feel good about themselves, make them feel confident about their skills. And it's really all fake. It's just to extract information, to quote, get what I need. So next you're going to hear Beth Chambers speak again about the purpose of all this, which is ostensibly to get this information and to try to put it in the person's service plan. Now, one question I would want everyone to ask themselves is, why does this information have to be gained in this way, in this sort of fake friendship basketball game way? Why can't we just ask the person information, the questions, and put it in their service plan like a normal person?
That we should be constantly having casual conversation with people, learning about them, being curious, wanting to know more. If I'm getting to know Lisa, it starts with those things that we might have in common, or I learn and then I build off of that. So it really is finding out those key pieces, where you are in that relationship with people, and then taking it to the next step of any rich information you learn through that discovery or assessment process is carried into that plan.
Now, learning more about a person to help create a service plan for them, there's nothing wrong with that. But you're going to see it's going to take a little bit of a darker turn in the next couple of quotes here as they go on and on about what their plan is and how they use the information.
But how you're getting that information. And Lisa, it might be the coffee shop. It might be going to dinner. It might be playing golf or whatever.
And I want to interject here for just a second. So with a couple of questions. The first one is, who's paying for this? Who's paying for SSAs to go on golf outings and dinners and stuff with their clients? And is there any other social service that includes that? So, for those who have younger children and you go to the IEP meeting at school, do you go with the teacher to play golf and talk about your child, or you go out to dinner with your IEP team? What is going on here? Why is this necessary? Why can't there just be a meeting where you say what your needs are and they put it in your plan? What's going on with these plans that we have to wine and dine the people to get the information that's going to go in their service plan? And is that a good use of taxpayer funds?
It's how are we going to make that person relaxed and comfortable and feel like there's that safe space where you're just talking to a friend.
So here we see, they want to make it feel like a safe space or like you're talking to a friend. Now, I don't know about you, but when my friends confide something in me, I don't go home and write up a big report about it and send it to the government. So that's not what this is. These people are government employees. They have a job to do. They're paid to do that job. They are paid to be with you for the time that they're with you. They are not your friend. They want to act, quote, like your friend for whatever reason, but they are not actually your friend. And let's keep in mind here that the population we're talking about, they're talking about people with intellectual disabilities. So this is a training on how to pretend to be friends with people with intellectual disabilities in order to make them relaxed and make them feel safe, and then extract information from them, which will be used in whatever way to either approve or deny services that they might need.
You might not get it all done, but it's really just documenting that, wow, I spent an hour with this person. I was assessing. Almost everything we do is assessing.
Almost everything we do is assessing. So all that time that they're acting like your friend, it's a test, it's an assessment. They're going to be taking that information and using it. And they're not telling the person with the intellectual disability that this is an assessment, this isn't a real friendship, this is a test. They're not revealing that. So that raises a lot of ethical questions that we need to be asking. Now, for those of you listening who are family caregivers, the next part has to do with the family's role or non-role in this fake friendship process.
There was one other person. This person scared me a little because they were doing the assessments in a room full of people. Right? The team was sitting around the table and they were asking the person questions.
So this person you're hearing speak is named Lisa Burt. She works at DODD in the compliance office. So she's a state employee, and she is very concerned and a little scared that an SSA tried to complete an assessment with the team sitting around a table pretty much the same way any assessment with a medical professional or the school or anyone else would have done. She finds this scary. So let's try to find out what is so scary about just straight up asking the person the questions with their team.
And here's the problem with that. Guess where I won't tell you the truth? In front of my mom. It'll never be exactly what you need to know about me because I'm gonna shave off all the stuff I know she doesn't like.
So did you hear that, family caregivers? You should not be in the assessment. You should not be involved in the assessment. You should not be at the table. There shouldn't even be a table. It should be a basketball game or a fake golf outing, because your loved one is not free to speak around you, but needs to be free to speak around their SSA. So everything they're hiding from you definitely needs to be turned into the county board government. We all straight on that? And they're laughing at you. Did you hear them all laughing at you? Let's hear that one more time.
Guess where I won't tell you the truth? In front of my mom.
We have a large movement in our state about parents' rights, and it's something that's very much in the news, and it's something that's very much in conversation. And here at the same time, we have a bunch of government employees sitting in a conference room at some hotel giggling about how they're going to leave us out of conversations with our loved ones with intellectual disabilities. We try to sidle up to them, pretend to be their friends, and gain information from them. And I guess apparently they have no intention of sharing that information with us. After that, they opened it up to the floor if any of the SSAs in attendance wanted to share their own tips and tricks for literally tricking people with intellectual disabilities into revealing all their private information.
Besides the casual conversation, I try to bring like a distracting activity like coloring or painting, because then when people start doing that, they don't even think about the heavy conversation. I never bring paper and a pen because that just feels too official. And like you said, people will automatically shut down.
Again, I'm not sure what all this heavy information is that needs to go in a person's service plan. My child's service plan doesn't have anything really heavy in it. I don't know, maybe other people's do or something. But to sum up, we are talking about distracting people, making them feel like you're their friend, taking them on outings that makes them think that they're out with a friend, actually not. Not bringing paper and pencil, and then as soon as you get back in your office, go ahead and write everything down and turn it in. All of this is being assessed constantly, constant assessment. That's what they kept saying. So that's what's going on in the SSA world. There's definitely more to come. Again, thank you very much to everyone who contributed to this reporting. And my lesson that I take away from this is your SSA is not your friend. They are a government employee and they're sent there to do a job. And it sounds like they're going to try to maybe make you think that they are your friend. And, however they're going to use that information, they're going to use it. So, befriend these people at your own risk.